Peace and prosperity to everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Not only subscribe and be part of the Nakima Taylor family, hit that notification bell and next to the subscribe, and it's the top one where you can get all of the videos as soon as I upload them. So yes, do it now. Like, thumbs up. Plug in to Taylordtherapy. Taylordtherapy on Instagram. It's Taylordtherapy on Twitter. I'm more active on Instagram at the moment. However, that will change. So today, I thought I would jump on. I'm glad I've jumped on. I am promoting the 15-minute consultations that I offer for free. Any individual across any country, any part of the world. Bearing in mind it's East African time here. And I want to let you guys in on a little bit of what's coming up. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. My website is coming up. That I'm hoping to get that out. I keep saying soon. There's just some tweaking, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. Yeah, it will be good to get your feedback on what it looks like. It'll be useful to get feedback on what it's like, how easy it is to navigate, constructive feedback that's gonna help encourage and improve and help the visualization and the whole function of this website. How are you guys today? Greetings to all of my subscribers. Greetings to the new subscribers coming in thick and fast. Every single comment that I get from people who are subscribing, I try to respond as quickly as I possibly can. Those who are silent watchers, I love you guys. It's no problem. You guys can plug in. I hope it helps in any type of way. There is no such thing as bad publicity. There is no such thing as bad publicity. I am always on a journey of improving, becoming the best that I can be. And I'm always giving thanks to where I am right now, or giving thanks because of where I am right now. And I feel like we might need to do that a little bit more with each other and ourselves. So there's something that I really like to encourage people to do, and it's called self-compassion. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. Self-compassion looks like, in a nutshell, being your own best friend, being kinder to yourself when we've probably had this negative, unhelpful thinking style that's been quite negative to ourselves. You know what I mean? It's catching ourselves when we are putting ourselves down. Even when we do it in a joking way, sometimes we do it to make it seem easier, or make it palatable. I think that's the right word to use. But I want you guys, if you are somebody that likes to joke and put yourself down in that way, I am urging you, I'm inviting you to cut it out. It's reinforcing negative, unhelpful thinking styles when you guys are, or anyone is feeling quite low. It's helping solidify the anxieties, the self-doubt, the low self-esteem. It's easy for me to say just cut it out. So plug into therapy. Retrain your brain to notice first and foremost when you're doing it. And when you notice that you're doing it, whether it's subtle, obvious, blatant, you notice yourself doing it. And I want you to either tally, literally, get your phone out, get a pen, paper out, and start tallying how many times you do it in one day or 1 week. And then I want you to think of not positive things that you could say about yourself, but more balanced things you could say about yourself. So for instance, I don't like to use the words I am and then put something negative on it. So I'm going to spin it around a bit. So imagine, for instance, an individual has said they are rubbish at something they're learning. You know, they're like, I am this, you know, when it comes to this that I'm learning, whatever. Maybe it's a new language, say for instance. They've said they are rubbish at learning this new language. Tally it, note it down, and realize that you've done it. And don't criticize yourself for being negative to self. Just notice that it's happened. That's the first thing. The next thing would be to then look for something balanced in its place. So instead of them saying that they are rubbish at learning a new language, maybe something balanced could be something like, of course, learning a language is going to be challenging for me right now. No wonder I feel this way. So that in itself, it doesn't give it any positivity, but it kind of normalizes your experience, and without denigrating or putting yourself down. Sometimes it's not always easy to catch yourself in the narration or the thought process of the critical thought of self, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's an emotion that you feel and it resonates with criticizing self. So with the type of therapy I offer, we look at thought processes, we look at emotions, we look at physical symptoms, and we look at behaviors. So for instance, an example would be, let's say an emotion is guilt. Guilt is an emotion, yeah? What negative thought processes comes with guilt? An individual could say they are a bad mother, they're a bad sister, they're not, they should have opened the door for somebody when they didn't, they should have smiled at the stranger who was very pleasant to them, or whatever it is. There's a narration, there is a sentence or a couple of words that comes with that emotion. Sometimes it's not always easy to distinguish between thought processes and emotions, and that's okay. I like to advise and kind of normalize the fact that in society, we don't get taught in schools how to differentiate between emotions and thoughts. Sometimes, let me just, a side note, like sometimes I think to myself, there's so many schools around, but there's a lot of people that don't, still uneducated, even if they have a PhD, a master's, and a degree. Anyway, let's go back. So my point is, once we understand self, take our time to invest in self, the returns, the retraining and restructuring of the mind, because the brain is a muscle. The physical brain is a muscle. It's a muscle. So for instance, if I'm working my, is it bicep? Can you tell I don't go gym? Working my bicep, and imagine the bicep is a thought process, and I've been thinking this way and I've been working it this way for a long period of time, say 4 months, say 4 years, say 40 years, been doing this, I've been doing this. And then all of a sudden, gone for therapy, metaphorically, and I've been asked to turn it around and do it the other way. You know, do it this way. Like work my arm that way. I'm a little double jointed, so you can see that. Sorry to freak anyone out. So it's my tricep now. They're asking me to exercise. Automatically, I'm going to want to go back to my bicep because that's what I've been doing for 4 months, 4 years, 40 years, whatever it is. So it does take practice. It does take you I don't want to use the word failing. I actually see that word as a successful word. But it does see you slipping. It does see you not being where you think you should be at, if that makes sense. And it does mean, you know, you might want to go back and revert to the old ways of thinking, basically. So what I'm inviting you guys to do is try, invest in yourself, at least. If you're having therapy anyway, which is an hour, 45 minutes, whatever it is, I want you to then add another hour onto that. And it doesn't have to be all at once. It could be 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 20 minutes there, or half an hour here, half an hour, 15 minutes. It's up to you how you want to break it up. But throughout the week, if you're already having an hour, if you're not, just have an hour where you are focusing on self. It might feel painful at times. It might help. It might really kind of feel out of your comfort zone. But what I'm trying to encourage and invite people to do is come out of their comfort zones to then build new ones. Literally. Once we build new comfort zones, we're able then to feel comfortable where we wouldn't normally, you know? How does somebody overcome a phobia of, I don't know, claustrophobia, for example? If I'm working with someone with a particular phobia, it means me bringing them into a state of anxiousness, which means exposing them to the feared stimulus or stimuli, whether it's being in a confined space or, you know, being around whatever it is. So, and we can do it in stages. There's a hierarchy, if you like, of fears that we might have. So for instance, if somebody's in a room on their own, they might feel a little anxious, but not too bad. If they're in a car on their own, they might feel even more anxious, but not too bad. But if they're in a lift, it's like, oh my God, alert, 100% anxious. Like literally, there's a hierarchy to our fears. So once we really think about who we are, how we're triggered, what makes us worse, what feeds it, then we're on the road to tackling it. There's something called, these are gems right now. Nothing, listen, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Like, you're my family, you know, the silent listeners and all, everybody is my family right now. So I'm just giving you some gems that can help. Like I was talking about self-compassion. So self-compassion is something I want you guys to look into. What can you do this weekend over the next 7 days that interjects niceness within you? You know, if you were your own best friend and you were struggling with anxiety or low mood or stress or just feeling fed up, or just in general, you're just feeling okay. If you were your own best friend, or if you was a best friend, what certain things would you do, say, show, act, whatever it is, to help you feel better, if that makes sense? Self-compassion is something that, like I said, I advocate for. And even you working on yourself cognitively or psychologically is part of self-care in my eyes, because you are investing in yourself to think better about yourself, to then feel better about yourself, to then be a better person for someone else or the people around you. Whether you work on your behaviors to then the same thing, literally. Behave better for yourself, be better and behave better for the people around you. From my perspective, I want people to be self-compassionate for themselves. Like I was saying in another video, it's not about how other people view you. And if you worry or think about, or a lot about, what other people think about you, it can be, you could kind of miss the whole thing. Individuals in your lives are a great marker as to who you are and what you are. It's great, of course, yeah, but anything great that you do should not solely be for the purpose of looking good, or for the purpose of pleasing other people, because there's a difference. A lot of people who have large egos and who are narcissists do it because it looks good, and actually find them, like, they actually love themselves and think they're the greatest and all of those things. The ones that are doing it to please, it might be about self-esteem and not feeling or valuing themselves enough. So I need you guys to find the medium. I want you guys to invest in yourselves to be better for yourselves. Am I who I say I am? You know, do I behave as though I say I am? You know, like, who am I? One of the reasons why I've come into therapy is because of the emotional challenges I had to go through as a youngster, and psychological challenges I had to go through as a youngster, having a parents who were challenged with depression or anger or other things as well. I should tell you a little bit about my story, which is great because it kind of helps you understand and understand me a little bit better. But that will come in time, and because, you know, it is my experience and I can tell it to whomever I want to tell it to. But I will be mindful that it wasn't just my experience. I have siblings, you know, I have parents who you know, I want to protect. I have family members I want to protect. But in essence, guys, self-compassion. The more you invest in self to be the best version of self, the more returns you'll get. Like the laws of attraction. I was saying about 4 videos ago, I think, about metaphysics, the unseen. Apparently, is it 7% is seen with the eye, and the rest of the, you know, the universe isn't even seen. If you look at science, I think it's to do with colors, and the eye can only see a certain level of the spectrum, and everything else is unseen. So we can manifest things without us even seeing it. We can do and work magic, if you like, and we don't even know that we're doing it. Earlier on in my videos, I talk about the power of words, the power of sound, and I stick by it. Anyway, peace, prosperity. Please like and thumbs up. Thumbs up. I want you to subscribe if you haven't already, but click that bell, that notification bell. So what you'll do is get all of the videos I upload straight away. You'll get them straight away. Much love to you guys, and we'll speak soon.